Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be reading an article titled, I'm not choosing the wrong guys, I'm dating in the wrong era. And guys, what we have here is an article written by a woman, and she's basically complaining that she can't get any good guys in her life, that they're all the wrong guys, every guy she goes out with is wrong for her, and instead of maybe taking a look at herself and saying, what am I doing to attract the wrong type of guys, or what is it that I find about these type of guys that are the wrong guys that I find attractive. Instead of looking at herself to find something that maybe she's doing wrong, it's much easier to point the finger at everybody else and every other thing and put the blame on them. And she's going to go through this whole article here, and you're going to see what I'm talking about, where basically she's talking down to guys and giving guys a hard time for doing all these things that, guess what, we know that women do on a daily basis. And God forbid, us guys point these things out. We're the villains here, but if it's the fingers pointed at us, then hey, that's acceptable. It's nonsense. And the thing is this, guys, and I'm sure many of you guys are aware of this, by and large, most guys out there are very good guys. Good guys in the sense that they are the types that would actually want a girl that they can have a good time with, treat well, be in a relationship, and that's it. They're not interested in hooking up with every single girl that crosses their path, okay? The percentage of the bad boys, the players, it's very small, okay? The problem is that you got so many good guys out there that have been burned that now eventually they start seeking answers to their questions, like, why did she ghost me? Why didn't she return my call? Why did she dump me? Why did she cheat on me? All these things. They start looking at it in Google and YouTube, and channels and articles start popping up of guys trying to explain some of these things. Channels like mine and many other good guys. And then they start seeing the world differently, and they start behaving differently, okay? They stop being pushovers, they stop being doormats, they stop being that guy that got jerked around before, and they start becoming a guy that they don't necessarily become the bad boy types, but they certainly become more higher value, and they don't tolerate any BS from anybody. But anyhow, regardless, but even that number of guys is small in the grand scheme of things, because most guys are good guys and they're clueless. But to say that pretty much all the guys are wrong and she's in the wrong era is nonsense, okay? Because any woman that is remotely good looking, just average, can get guys. And you're going to find out here that she hasn't been in a relationship she's been single for like 5 or 6 years or something. So obviously there's something she's doing wrong, and obviously she must be not that good looking if she can't get a guy in 5 or 6 years. Either she's insanely picky, which we all know happens a lot nowadays, or two, she's not that good looking. But regardless, she's putting that bad vibe out there to attract the wrong type of people. And this whole article, which I'm going to go over, guys, the things that she says that guys are doing to make things a problem, it's a bunch of nonsense. And I'll point it out as I go. And I might add, like I said before, these are things that women do. But God forbid you call them on it and you're the bad guy. So it starts off, I get really tired of people telling me that my bad luck in dating is because I'm choosing the wrong guys. Well, they're probably telling you that because they know that's probably the truth. But she doesn't want to hear it. So it's easy to point the fingers at somebody else. Exactly what I told you in the intro here. My selection process isn't the problem. I date all kinds of different guys. I don't have a type. I look for a genuine connection. The only problem that exists in my dating life is that I'm dating in an era I wasn't prepared for. I grew up with the old school belief that real love exists and is worth waiting for. Unfortunately, dating is such a crap show these days that I've had to kiss way more frogs than I intended to. Well, this thing that she said she was brought up on, was this all in movies and television? Was this all romance novels? Because yes, those things are a bunch of bullshit. Trying to sell an idea, selling dreams. That's the business of it, and it works like a charm. And she says, I date a whole bunch of different guys, so don't tell me it's my problem. She may have dated a lot of different guys, but they probably all had some certain core common things that she was attracted to. And they were probably the bad boy types. So she's going to go into all her reasons here. Number one, people don't meet my chance as often anymore. I try and make eye contact to engage in conversation with guys I come across in the real world, but they're either staring at their phone or too caught up with their own little bubble to notice. Most of the guys I come across these days have someone in their phones that they're texting, dating, or sleeping with, because our options are now unlimited because of technology. It's hard to compete with. So she's complaining that it's hard to meet people out and about because they're glued to their phones. Let me tell you something. I don't care how much of a guy is into something that's on his phone at the present moment. He's texting with somebody or something he's looking at. If a damn good-looking woman walks in the room and tries to strike conversation with him, I guarantee you he's going to stop what he's doing to talk to her or notice her. So this tells me she must be not that attractive to get their attention. So if you're obviously not that physically attractive, I hate to break it to you, but men are visual creatures. So if women don't take care of themselves, if if they're overweight, if they dress like crap, if they butch their hair, they don't wear any makeup, they look masculine, all these traits, guys aren't going to notice them. On the other hand, if a woman takes care of herself, she works out, she's thin, she's got a nice toned body, nice figure, long hair, nails, dresses sexy, believe me, that can make even just an okay girl a little higher up, and guys are going to notice her. But for a regular good-looking woman, all these things will help her case. So I have to question here, what does she look like? Number 2, smartphones have made it easy for guys to behave like cowardly losers. Oh boy. When I date a guy and he's not feeling it, he simply stops contacting me. It's literally that simple now. And yes, it's a jerk thing to do. He could have totally been a nice guy and ended things respectfully with a real conversation and reasoning. But why would he? He has the ability to simply ignore my existence now because the tiny device in his pocket makes it easy to do so. It blows. Oh, so it's only guys that do this. Never in the history of texting has a woman ever just stopped responding to a guy and completely ghosted him and disappeared. That's never happened before. What a load of crap. Women do it all the time. So don't make it out to be that just guys do that. Is that not cool? I agree it's not cool. But don't make it out to be that just guys do it, okay? So if you want to lecture guys about it, okay. Well, lecture girls too, because y'all do it too, and we all know it. Next one. Social media has people living in a fantasy. It's hard to stand out as a catch when the world is literally at our fingertips. We see all kinds of people in a very short span of time simply by looking online. With hundreds of perfectly photoshopped pictures and carefully written profiles, guys think they're capable of getting so much more. Even if sometimes it could be true, it still greatly limits the chances that a guy is truly going to take the time to get to know me. He only sticks around long enough for the next woman to pop up on his screen. Again, this tells me that she's probably not that good looking. And I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't make it different for a woman. Men are attracted to what we see. We're visual creatures. End of story. Okay, I've made that clear plenty of times in my videos. It doesn't make a difference how nice you are, how funny you are, good sense of humor, what kind of great job you have, how many degrees you have. All these really admirable traits, don't get me wrong, how supportive and loyal. If you don't meet a guy's bare minimum, what he's looking for in the looks department, all that shit doesn't matter. Not one bit. Take care of your body. Take care of your looks. I guarantee you your situation will improve. So she's not getting guys on social media to notice her. What does that say? And again, back to the whole thing about, people doing all these things on social media. Guess what? Women do it too. Again, don't point the finger at us, making it out to be that we're the only ones that do this. It's nonsense. Number 5. Even the nicest guys can get sex so easily through online dating. That is a load of crap. Even the guys who are seemingly sweet and genuine are easily turned into sex-addicted monsters who stop respecting the great parts about relationships. Instead, they figured out they can do less and still get the perks of sex without the commitment. It's hard looking for real love when hookup culture is more alive and thriving than ever. When she says that even the nicest guy can so easily get sex and hookups and all that through online dating, that's a load of crap, okay? Because at the end of the day, only the top percentage of guys in the looks and body type department are going to really benefit that much from the online dating, those things there. Do you think you're just your average Joe who's 30 pounds overweight and is your nice guy is going to have no problem and have a never-ending supply of partners coming at him left and right? That's a load of crap, okay? On the other hand, we do know who it works for so easily through the dating apps. Women. Because guys are guys. It is what it is, okay? You can get just an average girl on a Friday night or Saturday night in the city, during times that we didn't have COVID and could literally outside of a bar or a club hold up a sign that says free pussy, and there'll be a line of guys down the street to hook up with her. An average girl. No joke. And we all know it. On the other hand, a guy who's good looking could hold up a sign outside a club or bar that says free dick. Do you think that line's going to be just as long with women? No way. Not a chance. So it's very easy for women to have never-ending supply guys through the dating apps. But your average nice guy, your average guy who's a nice guy on the dating apps, no way. I mean, what universe? Where are you coming from? What are you talking about here? Next one, number 6. The definition of chivalry has changed big time. It is extremely rare to come across a guy who actually picks you up by coming right to your front door. Instead of a proper start to a date, we get a text from the driveway. Instead of a phone call to ask how our day was, we get a cryptic 20-character sentence in a text message which we can't help but dissect. Instead of sweet and romantic words, we get Facebook likes and emojis. Instead of flowers, we get you-know-what pics. The list goes on. So, number 1, the definition of chivalry, the original definition of chivalry, has nothing to do with dating or anything like that. Okay? So, of course, yes, that has changed, but what she means is she expects the whole, being the gentleman and courting the lady and all that crap. Well, guys have learned, unfortunately, that when you do all that romantic crap, and the so-called chivalry, which she's referring to, one of two things happens. Either the guy is seen as a doormat, and he is taken advantage of, and she loses interest in him for the bad boys that don't do any of that. And how many guys have been in that situation? Or 2, he tries to do these chivalrous things like opening doors and pulling out chairs, and he's on a date with some feminist that gives him a hard time for doing that. So he can't win. That's why you have more and more guys not doing that anymore. And I encourage guys not to act that way because they're going to get burned. The only time you can get away with doing something like some of those gestures which he's talking about is if you have a girlfriend and she is treating you very well. She is treating you basically like the king, like someone that she really apprised, that she's really happy to be with, and she's a great girlfriend. Then she's earned some of those nice things that she's mentioning here. Only then. And also should be sparingly, small doses. But I guarantee you that he starts doing that all the time, she's going to start seeing things differently. Mark my words. Number 7, sex is more coveted than love. Because sex is so rampant and easily available, it seems like a lot of guys don't even know how amazing love is anyway. Being blissfully happy with one person and working towards building a life together through the good and the bad isn't nearly as prized as the convenience of having someone over for a couple drinks and a movie, which quickly turns into a meaningless hookup followed by an Uber ride home. She's bitter. Yeah, you know what? But you know what? Anybody that goes into the situation looking for love is going to be a guy that's going to be seen as needy. If his main reason in going things, his main drive is looking for love, he's going to come off as needy and behave in that type of manner and get dumped. Meanwhile, if his objective is obviously to hook up, the other things can follow in. But stop complaining, because again, it goes both ways. Number 8. Oh, this makes me laugh. There's a huge lack of honesty now. Oh, okay, because there's no lack of honesty when it comes to women in the whole dating thing. In my 5 years of being single, an average girl, just average, could have no problem getting a guy. So what does it say about her? Either she's not that attractive at all, or she's psychotically picky, and that's why she's single. End of story. In my 5 years of being single, I can count on one hand how many guys have ended things honestly and thoughtfully, and that number is very small in comparison with the experience I've had with dating over the years. If I confront a guy for treating me like crap for dating other women when we've been dating for a while, and I've been loyal, he stops responding. If he doesn't like me anymore, he stops responding. If he meets someone new, he disappears. Please tell me more about how I am choosing the wrong guys and now that this generation dating isn't completely screwed up. I'm not going to say that guys don't do that. Fine. But that doesn't mean they all do that. And guess what? Women do all this stuff too. Every single thing she mentioned here that she's pissed off that guys have done to her, women do as well. So until she's going to start calling women out on this, I don't want to hear the crying. And again, what does it say about her? What are the type of guys that she attracts? Not once has she taken any accountability. Not once has she try to examine her actions, what she does. Okay? Guys, if you are doing something that's causing problems, like let's just say for argument's sake that you are like her and you're having the same results, you can obviously point the finger and say there's something going on here, but also you got to take a look at yourself and say, what am I doing? What vibe am I putting out in the world? What am I saying? What am I doing to cause people to act in a certain way? But it's so much easier for people to point and blame everybody else. Number 9, there's no mystery anymore. Social media makes it super easy to research and find out about the person you're dating or interested in very quickly. Instead of the old school way of getting to know a person in person and learning about their actual character presence, we're judged so easily based on a few clicks, pictures, and personal sharing. No one even gives a crap about learning about the other parts of me. Guys have judged me at face value plenty. It's exhausting. Well, again, like I said, if she's not that good looking, it doesn't make a difference. She could be the most interesting, amazing woman in the world. If she's not good looking, doesn't matter. So if that's the case, do something about it. Stop being bitter. Stop complaining. Number 10, guys have a way bigger dating pool now. There's no way to explain the frustration that comes along with knowing that even if I'm having a great time dating and getting to know a guy, we seem to be perfect for each other, it probably won't work out. See, right there, she has a negative attitude. She doesn't expect things to work out. I'm willing to bet you that she probably subconsciously sabotages the situation. She probably picks guys that she knows it's not going to work out with. And she probably says and does things to make it not work out because she expects it to be that way. I know people like this. They've had disappointments their whole lives. They feel like they're a failure. And even when they have opportunities to better themselves and make their lives better finally after, a lifetime of disappointments and screw-ups and things like that, they sabotage themselves. They don't think it's going to work out, and they little by little do things to sabotage it because that's the life that they think they have. That's their story. Okay, it's bullshit. We can all make things better, but a lot of us sabotage things. And digging through her article here, you can just see that she sabotages herself because of how she thinks about herself. Like right here, she said it probably won't work out. I know that if I've met him online or even offline in real life, he's more than likely talking to another woman. If not, he's at the very least still scanning his other options. It's a painful reality that never seems to end. Well, we are all masters of our own destiny. Okay? Things are going to come along the way that we cannot help and will derail our current plans and things like that. But we all have the ability to pick ourselves up and keep moving forward to whatever our goals are, whatever we want in life, okay? But most people in this world are too lazy and weak to actually do that. They just want to woe is me and complain that they don't have anything, okay? The situation here, she's not happy because she can't find a good guy, okay? So she's going to basically blame everybody else and every other thing for the reason that she herself can't have those guys. She does no looking at herself to find out what is wrong. It's bullshit. And guess what? This is going to be her story and her life if she continues down this path. Okay, so this is a good example, guys, of the bullshit that is she's telling herself, and more blaming guys when it's really her issue. But also a lesson for all you guys that you want something out of your life, you gotta make it happen. Okay, and stop and look at yourself. If there are problems, you look at yourself, find out what you're doing is what is wrong, and fix it. End of story. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else. Okay, otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. And also for people that they think in life that this is just my lot in life, this is how it's going to be. A lot of times people, they make it that way. It's self-fulfilling prophecies. I guarantee you that she sabotages things whether she realizes it or not. So too bad for her. I don't care. Just stop pointing the blame at us. So anyway, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.